guys, I wanted to do a few videos about bullet journaling. I get quite a lot of questions on Instagram and Facebook whenever I post pictures of my current bullet journal, which is a disc planner. People asking me where I got the cover, where I got the inserts and stuff. So I thought I would do a video on my bullet journal. And then I thought it might be nice to actually show you my old bullet journal first, and talk a little about what's in here, why I decided to move out of this one and move into a disc planner, because I figured maybe some of you are finding themselves struggling with working in a notebook, maybe not completely realizing why, and I figured, you know, maybe me telling you what my likes and dislikes of planning in the notebook, you know, will help you find your planner piece. So I'm gonna do at least 2, maybe 3 separate videos. So I'll start in this one with my old bullet journal. Now before I start, it's actually quite windy and there's a big tree right outside my window. So I'm hoping you can't really pick up the sound of it. If you do, I'm very sorry. I tried filming it earlier, but then the sun was too bright and, well, yeah. So I hope you can't hear it. Anyway, bullet journal. This is my old bullet journal. I started in, I think, February of this year, somewhere in the beginning of the year. I found the bullet journal online, I think on YouTube, I'm not completely sure, and you know, it spoke to me. I have been planning in all kinds of planners for years, but never really found planner piece. I've used normal planners, I've used Filofexes, I've used Midori notebooks. I've tried everything, but I couldn't really find my planner piece. Now with all those, you usually have a set layout, and you're stuck to that layout. So maybe a week that you don't really have a lot going on, it will be very empty, and the next week you have a lot going on and it's completely stuffed. And well, maybe I should explain a little something else. I have ADD, and little things like that just make my brain go nuts. So that is one of the reasons that when I saw the bullet journal, I was hooked. It makes me being able, you know, I'm not stuck to one layout. I can just move things around week to week, day to day, even if I want to. To me, it's also a creative outlet, which you will see when I show you the bullet journal. I'm a creative person. I love to doodle, and you know, this is a way for me to incorporate that daily. And the doodling and being creative for me is also a way to clear my head, so that's a plus. It's also a system that gives you one place for all your planning needs and lists and pretty much everything. So let's just take a look inside. This is a cover. It's actually a Hobonichi cover that I got from Etsy. Now the shop I got it from doesn't exist anymore, so I can't link you to it. But I'm pretty sure there are other shops that sell this as well. And I really wanted a cover because I really wanted the pockets. Now the notebook in here is a Rhodia web notebook. It's 96 pages, I think. It's dotted. And I really love this paper. It pretty much doesn't bleed. There's barely ghosting. I really love this paper. It's really good quality. However, the covers of the notebooks are pretty thick, so I couldn't put it in this cover. So I actually had to remove the cover, and I'll show you what I did. I removed the outer cover. Then this is the first page of the book. It's a black page, and I just put some cardstock on it, some extra cardstock on the spine and on the back, so that it's more sturdy. And then I'll just put it in here. Let's see if I can do this on camera. If it wants to, and you just put it in like that. So yeah, I put it in here, and I just pretty much started. Let me just walk you through a few of the pages. So I started with some lists, and actually, yeah, I did start in February. Now for me, this way of a monthly layout doesn't work, so I only use it in February, and then I tried a few new things. A monthly tracker doesn't work for me at all, as you can see. I already find that I'm having a little trouble keeping up with my weekly tracker, so monthly is a no-go for me. The gratitude log, I'm really bad in having to go back to certain pages that are not my weekly or daily planning page. So I just at some point forget about them if I don't put a little tab or something on them. So yeah, that wasn't really a good one either. Let's see, when I started with dailies because I really like to look, and obviously you can see it's a little bit boho berry inspired. And I liked it, but I don't really have a lot of things to do each day, or at least I might have a few things to do each day, but I am not used to putting all my to-dos on my planning schedule. Anyway, so I liked it, but what I really missed with doing dailies is a weekly overview. I really need to see the whole week. But I tried this for, I think, about 2 weeks. And here are more dailies and calendax, which is not really my thing, but I tried it. Let's see, more dailies, and then I figured, okay, I really need that weekly overview, so I'm going back to weeklies. So I started with a week on one page, which worked fine, but I did find, I mean, like I said, I don't have a lot each day, but just having a few lines, basically 3, because I'm a little anal with my lines. I need to have one row on top and on the bottom. I don't like my writing to hit these lines. So yeah, I only would have 3 lines to write on, so I thought that was not really enough. But I did like the way I could put the weather here, and I put my working times, my husband's working times, and whenever my little one goes to the sitter or the daycare, I'll put that in. I put my meal planning in, a little weekly tracker, which sort of works, at least better than the monthly. So I tried that for a few weeks. So this is the other monthly that I tried, which worked a little bit better, but I find myself, whenever I have to-dos, I don't really put them on the monthly page, I just put them on the weekly. I guess if you really work with only dailies, this might be handy, but because I work with weeklies, I find myself not really going back to this page. So yeah, let's see. There we go, here's another weekly. This tracker actually went quite well. I put my dinners, I moved things around a bit, dinners, birthdays, and I tried that, I think, for the whole month of March. And these are, by the way, just photos I've printed on sticker paper and just stuck them in. Let's see, then I have a memory page that's actually not quite filled. Waiting on. Some more collections. Let's see, another monthly. And then I decided in April to try a week on 2 pages, which I did. It gives me a little bit more room to put my little weather doodle, and it gives me more room for to-dos and appointments, and I put the menu planning on the bottom of each day, and a little tracker, and just a little place to put a little quote, because I really love putting quotes on my weeklies. So I tried that for the month of April, and as you can see, the further we get to April, the emptier my pages get. I really liked the bullet journal system, I still like it, but I was struggling with this notebook. One of the reasons is, like I mentioned, I have ADD, and obviously the bullet journal system has all your planning pages and collections mixed up. and that just made my head go nuts. I don't like that. And the other thing is, when I'm planning, let me just quickly grab my current bullet journal. What I like to do whenever I'm planning is to have it open like this and work. And obviously you can't really do that with a notebook. I know that might sound a bit silly, but that's just really one of my pet peeves. So I didn't really like that. Oops, sorry. So yeah, I did make, let me see, there it is. I did start May, but I never really filled it in at all. And at the end of May, I thought, you know, I'm just gonna try one more time, and I actually started June, but didn't finish it. So that's when I stopped using this bullet journal, or actually the bullet journal in general. I went back to my file effects for a little bit, not really necessarily bullet journaling, but at least you know, planning on paper, because as much as I use my phone for appointments so that I can set an alarm, I really like planning on paper. But you know, it wasn't enough for me. Just a simple planner in my file effects. I really wanted to go back to the bullet journal system. So yeah, this is my old planner, and I started looking around and I found disc planners. But I will do the separate video about my new bullet journal. Otherwise, this video is going to be way too long. So yeah, this is my old one. I hoped you enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe you can use some of the tips or the things I said, the things I like and dislike about notebook planning. Obviously, you know, to everyone his own. If you like it, then use it, but for me it's just not the most ideal system to use the bullet journal. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.